Just another update on the 67 Fastback. I know it's been a while. I've been busy with a bunch of other things, but I have the car movable. It's on suspension wheels. The back half is all pretty much done, aside from just final setting the gaps, doors and trunk. I have to put the quarter extensions on and just fine tune all that stuff. But front end, I didn't test fit any of that yet. That's going to be next. But everything is welded in, ground down, primered. I seam sealed where I needed to seam seal. And that's where I'm at. I'm just doing a little walk around just to show a little bit of what all was replaced, which is pretty much everything on this car. New dash. I think the last video I had the front end sitting in place. Everything's welded there. Dash, doors, door hinges are rebuilt. I have latches in the doors, latches in the trunk, so everything's latched and lined up. Inner and outer wheelhouses. The roof is new. The drip rail channels have been replaced. The full quarters. And I did the rear window panel just because it had a lot of rust in that rear window channel. A lot of water has been sitting in there, so it just made more sense to replace that panel rather than patch it. And then I can clean the original metal that's underneath of it and prime it and just get that taken care of as best as I can. Rear valance is fitted up. It's just sitting on 17x7 all around torque thrust wheels that I picked up. It just looks good on these cars. I usually throw a set of decent wheels on the rollers that I'm selling. It makes it stand out a little bit more as rather than having just a plain steel wheel on there. It used to look bad. That's what I used to just throw steel wheels on them, and just it doesn't pop like it does whenever you throw a nice set of wheels on a car. But just fine-tuning gaps in the end. They're pretty nice right now. As you see, it gets a little tight up there. So I'll be cutting that, re-welding, make it look uniform. Same with this side, it gets a little tight at the top. But the side gaps are really nice. The quarter extensions fit nice. I just don't have them on yet. A little bit yet to do on this. Probably a couple more days, maybe a week, to get everything fitted up and get all the gaps right. You can see it's got new outer rockers too, and these they fit pretty nice. So you take your measurements right and make sure everything's good, lines up with the rim of the wheelhouse there. Front end goes good in line with the door. And as I believe I said before, pretty much everything on this is Dyna-corn. Dyna-corn I find works the best. It's a little bit better of a metal than some of just the standard replacement, heavier gauge steel, especially doors. You can feel the difference, and that's something where you want that difference to be when you're closing a Dyna-corn door, where it's thicker gauge steel as opposed to one of the lighter ones from just a regular off-brand. It's just not going to close as solid. You can tell the difference there. Hoods, trunk lids, just a little bit heavier. Wheelhouses, the inner and outer, it just seem to have all of the ribbing in the right places to where it fit up to the original inner structure. It fits really nice. So I definitely recommend Dyna-corn metal if you're doing one of these Mustangs. But that's pretty much where I'm at. Pop the door open on I know I get a lot of questions on how far I cut these apart. Well, with no bracing on the inside, nothing that people say how's your doors going to actually line up and anything line up. It's just all measurements. I do everything off this steel platform for a reason. It's a level surface and I can take all my measurements up off of that so I can line up everything. And I screw every panel together, measure multiple times, like on setting the doors, because I replaced these B pillars also. They're new Dyna-corn. I put the latches in, closed them, made sure everything lined up with the old quarters with the new door before I actually welded it in that B pillar. Just triple, quadruple checking everything. And you can see just by how it closes, that's how the door should close. But that's it for this video. I'll make another one here probably at the end whenever I have the shell all together. We'll have it outside on a nice sunny day and we'll do a walk around and maybe go a little more in depth on everything. And appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned for the next one.